Hello, you beautiful Yogalcious yogis. Today I'm just going to talk about a couple of little things that you can do in your home practice to help it along. One, because we're using our wrists a lot, a wrist support, something like this, might be very helpful to support your wrists, make you feel a little bit more stable. That's one. I've got one like that, and there's also another one that just hooks around my thumb or any finger really and wraps around and clips on. So you can try either one of those. They're really good for when you're doing inversions, even downward dog where you're putting a lot of pressure on your wrists. It just helps you feel a bit more safe and stable in through your wrists and your joints. Having a strap could be very useful. One of the key things about being older, but more wonderfully wiser, is that we do a couple of things happen. Often our balance starts to go a little bit. Flexibility, strength. So we need to work on all of those things. And one of these straps can be really fantastic for, excuse my socks, for getting a little bit of flexibility, helping you get into certain poses while you're trying to access more flexibility in your body. You can use this a number of ways. I won't show you all, but if you don't have one of these, a belt. If I'm not at home, if I've got a belt, I'll use a belt, or anything can really work. Dressing gown belt, anything. Blocks, very useful for, I use them in many ways to access certain poses when we're still trying to increase our flexibility. We might not be able to access every pose. Having a block will really help you. If you don't have a block, which most of you probably don't at home, you can use a nice solid book. You could just get creative and find something that works. Great for lots of things besides helping you into poses. It's also great for abdominal core work. So I like to do this one. So you curl up at the abdominals, curl your abdominals and ribs in towards your spine, curl your back, lift and come down. And do that a few times. It really works your core. Lots of things you can do with a block or having something that looks like a block. So there are a few props you can sort of work at getting creative and finding something that would work like a block or like a strap. Even with these wrist straps, you could just get a bandage it quite firmly around your wrist, and that will act as a support. You will find it. I nearly always do yoga with one of these, particularly as I'm practicing handstands and inversions, arm balances. I just feel a little bit more extra support there, and I really value that in my practice. It makes me feel safe. A couple of other things I want to talk about is, as we approach our years, our 50s, while it's the most fabulous time, could be the most fabulous time of our life, but there are certain changes that will occur in your body. One of those things as I mentioned before, was flexibility, balance, strength. We need to maintain those, and yoga is fantastic for all those things. We also can gain weight around the midriff, which yoga can help, but part of it is also just accepting where you are and just continue your practice. Flexibility does change. We might get arthritis. In my experience, within less than a year into turning 50, I started waking up very stiff, barely being able to get out of bed, finding my movements very limited. I mean, it would take me a while to sort of warm up till I can actually get mobility in my body. It turns out that I had arthritis. So these things can happen. There's lots of things that, health issues over here. Everyone has different health issues as they get older. It's just a fact of life. but it shouldn't stop you from doing anything. Flexibility can still, you still may try to do what you can to maintain your flexibility and maintain your strength. Fantastic for women. Menopause. What menopause? Really, you've got to, if you want to alleviate some of the symptoms of night sweats and lack of sleep, all those things, yoga is so great for that. There's different yoga routines you can do for morning to wake you up, help balance the hormones, and then there's an evening one you could do just to help you sleep and calm down. Meditation that comes with the yoga, all fantastic things to do. So there's a lot of benefits for someone of our caliber, age, that it could benefit. So don't think if you've always been athletic that you've got to slow down or stop being physical. No, you don't have to, but you might have to adapt and change it. There's certain things I adapt most of my routines to the clientele, so depending where they are. So if you're struggling to get into a pose, I'll give you another pose to help you get into that pose. But don't give up. You can still maintain your physical activities, just do it differently. Do it more mindfully with awareness of what your body needs or doesn't need in that moment, because obviously we change on, some days are better than others, and you just got to, be graceful in that understanding and just go with that. So that's all I want to say for today, but I will be adding, stay tuned, I will be uploading some just basic strength training for really few basic poses you can do as maybe a few minutes sequence of strength and also flexibility. So I'll do that very shortly, so stay tuned. Namaste.